Hey, hey. Ava is going to be leading the meditation session so that you can become more meditative, the yoga session, and the circle of hope. So Ava, I'm not going to keep you long. I just spent a whole bunch of minutes just discussing what hiking for hope is. So I'm going to ask you this question. And the first question is: share a time in your life when you relied solely on hope and faith to bring you through.
This is a super loaded question, honestly, and I wanted to be very much intentional in the moment when I answered it, but hope is something that drives me every day. I believe that we all hope to see a new day every day, even if it's not in the forefront of our minds, but there are crucial times when we lean on it to offset worry. So for me, hope has gotten me through when I had to release control. And I really feel like, I'll give you some examples.
Okay.
Things like if my children are going to be okay, from things like when I was pregnant, am I going to make it the whole time, having had multiple miscarriages in my life? Or there could be things where I hope my grandmother makes it another week when she's in the hospital. So hope can be something that feels more light and airy, that I hope I'm having a great day on my birthday that's coming up. Or it can be something really, really deep, where you're hoping that life is sustained, or that you're hoping that you see your way through, an obstacle. Yeah. So hope can run the gamut. Yeah. One of the things that I feel like really sees me through when it's during those tougher times is knowing that I have a faith system. And honestly, there is no hope. Hope is a foundation for letting go of control. Because if you have hope, then you're turning it over to a higher power, whether you realize it or not. Because you're saying, I don't control the outcome. And I'm hopeful, optimistic. I'm optimistic that the powers that be will deliver what I need or what I want. And so that's essentially how hope works. It requires some type of faith, whether it's a faith in a higher power, which you call God, or a faith in your own ability to see yourself through, which is a higher power. So it really, having a strong sense of faith is what gets me through those times where I need to lean on hope, especially those times where it is, a deeper dive into worry. Hope is what transforms worry, because worry doesn't change an outcome. Hope inspires an outcome because you release that control within it. So, and also, just like that term with hope floats, have you ever heard that movie or whatever? It became a term after the movie. Yes. Hope causes you to feel lighter inside. Worry makes you feel very anxious, holds you down. So in order for me to see my way through, I have to lighten the burden of emotion when it comes to processing, times of turbulence or times where there is obstacles. So, there's not just one time when I leaned on hope. We have our ins and outs. And we're not like anyone else. We all have things that we go through. So there isn't any one particular marked time where I didn't lean on hope. It just is the thing that sees me through the most. As the foundation of my faith.
Amen. Tell me about a time where, because it sounds like it's a part of your healing, just having that hope and having that
hope
faith.
Is healing.
I'm telling you, look, I feel your words. I feel your words.
Yeah.
Now, tell me about a time where nature actually played a part in helping, because sometimes people feel hopeless. That's also something that we've heard. Has nature ever played a part in that healing and that hopefulness?
Absolutely.
Okay.
And in a couple different ways. Okay. So being out in nature like you are, which I'm a little envious of, you know, it looks so nice behind you.
A
So
little cold, but
picturesque.
yeah, it's great.
It looks so picturesque.
It is.
But being out in nature really helps me to call out to my higher power. It helps me to connect with God because you see the beauty of everything around you and you're inspired to notice change. And just like with some of the things we go through,
Yes.
if you just give it enough time, things will pass. That's why time heals things. So just like seasons, we have these natural seasons. We're in the season of spring where everything is rebirthing and it's a sense of renewal. You know, this season only lasts 3 months before we head into another one where it's summertime and we're all passionate about being more free. So if you just give it enough time and learn to release the control and invite hope back into your life, then it's a natural sense, and I know you're focusing on the word natural. It's a natural sense of letting time do its job. Another form of letting natural, nature heal me is, like I mentioned, being out in the natural environment, but also moving my body and getting that energy of angst out from my physical self. So taking walks, hunting for hope. I wanted to jump on board the minute you told me about it, and I attended last year. Things like moving your body and moving within a physical meditation also help to get that stress or that angst or that worry, so hope can come in. Helps. So I always, much like you, my background is in exercise science and respecting how our bodies move and how they hold us up. Hope is kind of the same thing. And I don't want to say, I can't stress it enough. It really upholds you when there's nothing else that you can kind of count on.
Right.
Having that sense of, it's really a foundational thing. And this is something I talked about a couple of months ago. I know you had like a couple of questions here, but I just want to expand on this because this is something I plotted.
Let it flow.
Hope is something that I plotted through. So I think back in March, I have a newsletter that I send out every week. I have a company called Violetsinbloom, and I send out a newsletter in March, and it was only about hope. And it was, are you familiar with that yin and yang, black and white symbol? Half of it is black, half of it is white. Yeah. So I did a write-up about hope and how hope and faith, they work together, because without hope, without faith, what else is hope leaning on? Again, hope is just a very mysterious thing because we have to give up control to invite it in. We have to have a faith system. It does. We have to have a faith system and there being something bigger than us to see your way through. So when people say, "Oh, I hope it works out," what are they ascribing that hope to? To the faith of the universe or God or whatever you want to call it, assisting you. And that's what happens with the seasons and the things that are outdoors. They have their own cyclical rhythm. So if you could just hold on and let hope lighten your load, then it can really see you through during those challenging and tough times.
Wow. So your message is find that hope. Hold on to hope, and your faith will bring you through. That is beautiful.
Absolutely. But then you know what? There's also there's also this. This is probably number three. There's also this. One of the biggest things that I work around hope with when I need to really lean on it, because daily I hope that, the next day I hope to do this and that and casting things out. But when I'm having a tough time, what really helps me link into that spirit, because hope is a spirit. That's what I was looking to say. It's not an emotion. It's a spirit.
Okay.
It's an invitation to stay with you.
Okay.
And in order for it to truly stay with you, a practice of taking a time out, like a meditation, whether it's a walking or a hiking meditation or a seated meditation, allows you to live with that hope. Because when you need it during desperate times, you want to know how to retrieve it from inside out. You want to be able to really honor it, the sense of hope, that spirit of hope, so it doesn't feel fake or it doesn't feel forced. So if you're not spending some time with yourself and inviting that sense of optimism in, that I have a power that's higher than me, that I can't necessarily explain sometimes, then you may not be able to grasp the concept or the spirit of hope when you need it the most.
I love that you said it. I love you.
Yeah, I felt like I needed to say that.
Yeah, don't let it feel forced. You know, you don't want it to feel forced. I love that you said that, Ava, because so many people, even coming to Hiking for Hope, we're not forcing you to be any way. You show up as you are. And hopefully you ignite that sense of hope within you. But like you said, it should not feel forced. It has to be organic. That's beautiful. Anything else you want to add? This is your stage, girl. You hiking for hope. Your hope.
It's not necessarily adding anything. It's more implication. So to round out this topic, having a hopeful practice of inviting it in is important. It's wonderful to show up. Let's take Hiking for Hope, for instance, right? It's wonderful to show up and hike for a day. But doesn't practice make perfect? Moving the body, understanding what hope as a spirit can do to you if you spend time meditation or in realizing that there is an inner wisdom that we all have. So I would, if you really want to work with hope, it needs to be something that you can either physically see as a manifestation of it, maybe journaling, maybe hiking, maybe it's doing some other type of exercise, or maybe taking a time out and thinking about what hope is while you're sipping tea, or just practicing more optimism in life. And I'm not saying it as something like, you know, positivity needs to be toxic. You know, there's that thing too. You know, we need to own all of our emotions, right? But inviting that spirit, which supersedes emotion, of hope into your life is something that can be beneficial within a practice.
Ooh. And you will be sharing this wisdom at Hiking for Hope.
Absolutely. I look forward to leading us into some mindfulness that may feel like a meditation, but it's really more or less mindfulness of being where you are in the moment and sinking into a deep appreciation for that.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Well, I had a little game I wanted to play with you. Okay. It's called Guess the Star. Guess the Star. So this person, they love Pilates and yoga, or they add it to their healing practice. They are not one to really play the field when it comes to speaking their mind. They have been a winner of a few awards for their acting. And I think the one connection, it's called Matchmaker. The one connection is that they do Pilates and yoga. So who is the star? Who do you think I'm talking about?
Is it Lauren? What is her last name? Harvey.
No. Keep going.
Is Lauren Harvey someone though? That is like
Well, that's Steve Harvey. I think that's Steve Harvey. I don't know her first name. But they have been a winner of some movie awards. They have been a period. If that gives you any sign.
A what?
They have been
a what?
They have been a period. If that gives you any signs. They are not one to play the field when it comes to
play the field. It must be an athlete. Play the field. That's a clue. It's not a clue.
It's a clue. It's a clue. It's a clue. It's a clue. If you want to concede, I got you. I got you, because that could be a little hard.
I plead.
Holly Berry.
If I don't know who it is, I say nothing more.
Holly Berry. Holly Berry. Holly
Berry. How could I not have guessed that? I didn't even know Halle Berry was into Pilates, because I know she was into kickboxing for a while.
That too. Well, martial arts, that was her number one. That's what they stated as her number one. I was like, no wonder she looks so fierce. No wonder. She looks so fierce.
She looks amazing every time. I love this game. I wish I would have won, because I probably would have got a prize. But
you get to go to Hiking for Hope.
But guess what?
What's up, sis?
I'm hopeful.
Yes.
I'm hopeful.
Yes.
That I'll get to play again at some point.
I'll take it. I'll take it. We so funny. I love it. I love it. Sis,
and that is how you aspire to hope.
That's it. That's it. Where can people find you, more about you? Just learn more about your beauty and your energy.
Okay. In the long term, or rather not so long term, you can find me on June 25th at Hiking for Hope.
Yes.
If you want to ski on that, you would need to go to what is the official website for Hiking for Hope?
Type it in. It's hiking4hope.org.
Okay. I knew there was a number in there. Mm-hmm. So if you go to Hiking for Hope, the number 4hope.com, you can join me and Alethea and Will, who's the cameraman helping out today, on June 25th, so that we can all hike together and talk more about what hope is.
Yes.
In the short term, you can see me this week at Violets in Bloom. I have a healing and holistic practice where we also have a boutique store where you can get energetic products. That's in Elkins Park, Pennsylvania. The exact address is 7906 High School Road. However, if you don't feel like writing all of that down, Alethea, do you mind jotting in the website? The website is myvioletsinbloom.com. And you can go to that website and check out everything that we do there. You can even subscribe to our newsletter and get it delivered custom to you in your email box. And then if you want to follow me on social media, I'm My Violets in Bloom on Instagram and on Facebook. I'm not a TikTok woman, so I don't have a TikTok just yet.
Yeah, right. Yeah, because you got all the personalities. So I'm excited to see that. Well, I love you, sis. I will talk to you shortly.
Love you.
Have a beautiful, beautiful day, and thank you so much. And look for more of our lives for Hiking for Hope practitioners. Have a blessed one. Peace.
You too. Bye-bye now. Thank you.